results and beating good people and challenging the very, very top fencers.
There you have it, and she nearly took out the #1, but we have that lineup there for this second semi-final. Olga Nikitina there from Russia. The world number 15 is 21 years old. She's taking on the 31-year-old Charlotte Lombach from France. The world number 16, well, she was in the French quarter of the draw, having taken out two of her highest seeded teammates, Brunet and Berder. Perhaps this is Lombach's day.
Well, I think whatever happens now, she'll be pretty pleased with this outcome, win or lose this match. Obviously, she's going to want to go on and win. She'll be well inside the top 16 in the world. She'll have pretty much nailed her place down in the team now. It's been a very, very good day's work for her.
The referee for this match is the Egyptian Medat Al-Bakri. I don't think anyone's had a tougher journey to this competition than Medat Al-Bakri. He arrived about an hour before the competition started yesterday morning, and the men's competition, that is. Having supposed to have been here on Thursday, flew to Vienna from Cairo, and then found out that his flight was cancelled from Vienna. Had to take 3 flights from Vienna to get to Montreal.
There's commitment for you.
Still arrived with a smile on his face, though, Medat.
Always does. It's an interesting start here. LEMBACH looked for a couple of parries, but she hasn't been quite able to block out Nikitina, forcing the blade round. Good controller there. Again, you see she looked for a counter-attack and block. Nikitina's finishing in the low line quite a lot, and LEMBACH trying to block out in the second. This is parry 2 position, but Nikitina's just timing the attack really nicely. Attack right, attacking preparation by the Russian. And a very sharp, positive start by Olga Nikitina. Dominating the middle at the moment. Pulls the French fencer short. Nice control of distance, and again finishes underneath the arm. You can see that same finish on the long attack. She tends to finish more chest in the middle and the flank on the long attack. It's a sort of habit I think she has.
Surely then the French coach will be saying to Lombach, if you're being attacked with a long attack, just block the flank.
She's tried twice and she's failed twice. Just hasn't quite got the timing for it at the moment.
Whoa. What? Right, okay, I'm a foilist. That looked like a foil hit to me from Nikitina. Why has Al-Bakri given this to the left?
He's saying there was 2 actions that she missed with the first action. It wasn't continuous. They're looking at the video. My feeling was it was 1 action. LEMBACH had looked for the parry riposte.
Same for me, but that's because I'm a foilist. Medat Al-Bakri is a save referee, but he has changed his mind. It was a lovely little foil hit there, feint disengage.
Absolutely, hit with the point. Just need a high cease flick to back to complete your day, Karim.
I tell you what, someone needs a flick to the back, and that is Charlotte Lombach. She's 8-2 down, and there Nikitina speaking with her coach. She seems to always have a look of concern on her face, Olga Nikitina, but she's 8-2 up. What's she worried about?
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's a young fencer. She's very hungry for a gold or silver medal here. I think she won't be content with the semi-final finish. LEMBACH is she's just run out of steam a bit after some of those, the run of fights that she's had. Quite tough fights with 2 very highly ranked teammates. And Nikitina seems to have come out with a really, really good game plan for her. She's been very sharp on the preparation. She's forcing her opponent to make decisions early. She's coming in from angles with the attack that LEMBACH has found difficult to deal with. And at the moment, Nikitina has been all over her opponent, and I think the French fencer is going to have to do something special to turn this around. As we see Durrell giving some words of advice, a man of enormous experience, an Olympic medalist in the French team himself. If anyone can find an answer, he's one of the people that could do it.
Still looking very focused, Charlotte Lombach. And, well, as John Sarfield has just said, Nikitina is not concern on her face, it's desire, intent to go on and get a medal. I think that she should be pretty happy with herself to get to this stage. I think she's probably done enough to book herself on the Russian team. 8-2 up as we start the second period of this semi-final.
Nikitina comes out with the same rhythm, same sharpness at the beginning that she started the first half. Attack preparation in the middle. But Al-Bakri gives the same hit again. Less good execution by the Russian that time. So she didn't really lunge, and more of a step in. Could have made it into a counter-attack. We can see here.
Does the arm come back in the middle of that?
It does, but also she does manage to get to the target first. It's a bit of a messy hit, that one.
Looks fairly continuous from me from LEMBACH.
Yeah.
But I felt there was just a fraction of the arm being pulled back from the Russian. But hey,
no, you're absolutely right.
I'm just a commentator.
No, you're absolutely right. That is the case. It's just because both fencers made a technical error. We're looking at the fencing time at the end of the action there. And did Nikitina do enough to get fencing time, or was it attack, counter-attack?
That's certainly having a good look at it.
That's 3 times now.
That's Milenchev on the video here. And they stick with their decision. And they did have a good review of that. And these two referees are very well respected. And, of course, the fencers have not complained at all. They're happy with the decision that's been made after the video review.
Absolutely. And I think the quality of refereeing has been very good in this competition.
Excellent.
Very, very good. Nice attack from the young Russian. LEMBACH just can't quite find the distance. You can see there, I don't know if you noticed, she said to her coach, pointed at her flank and said something. And we talk about how she's trying to find a way to block out that flank attack.
Yeah, how do I block this?
She's tried a circular tierce, she's tried a second parry. But unfortunately, both fences went together. LEMBACH's wire came out for sabre, so her light didn't come on. But because it's a failure of her own equipment, nothing can be done about that. It's the responsibility of the fencer. Nothing is actually broken. The wire's just popped out, so the hit has to stand, unfortunately, for Charlotte LEMBACH. And she's now changing her body wire.
Yeah, it looks like she's, well, I mean, yes, she's changing it because she doesn't want to have any kind of technical failure, but actually, fortunately for her, it's fallen at a time where a break might be a good thing for her.
It might be a little bit late for the break. I mean, it's a mountain to climb now. It's not impossible. We've seen it done, but I think Nikitina at the moment has got complete dominance in this match. She's controlled the middle of the piece tactically. She's landed her long attacks. She's cancelled out LEMBACH's parry post. And I think she's looking pretty good here to go on to the final.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it's a final that already has one name on the list. Olga Karlan, the world #1 from Ukraine. Conspicuous by her absence, world #2, Sofia Velikaya, is Nikitina's teammate. Various stories flying around. I think I'm going to stick with the. There's a little niggle. There's also people saying that, quite rightly, there's no real need for her to come all the way to Montreal. She has 2 young children. She's done enough to book her place on the Russian team, but has left a little bit of a gap in this competition.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, she's always a wonderful fencer to watch. You know, we always call her the grande dame of women's sabre. She's won everything there is to win except that elusive Olympic gold medal.
And that's why she's come back for the Tokyo Olympic Games. And she'll be watching on, I'm sure, and cheering on her teammate Olga Nikitina as Charlotte LEMBACH has repaired her equipment, but she steps in and, unfortunately for her, hasn't repaired her tactical approach.
Yeah, I just think she hasn't managed to find. I think for her it's important that she could parry her opponent in the middle to have a complete rounded game plan here, and she hasn't been able to find any parry posts really. Nikitina's managed to get the angles and the lines right on her attack. And LEMBACH hasn't been able to dominate the middle. Nikitina's timing and change of rhythm has been better, and without being able to parry that, LEMBACH has been struggling to do anything in the 4 meters. Attack left this time, yeah.
A little bit more simple from LEMBACH.
It was almost casual, almost like I'm giving up, I'm just going to do a step lunge, and then she got the time.
It worked. Yeah, too casual from LEMBACH this time. She shakes the hand or high fives her opponent, who was just much better than her in that semi-final, but I think that Charlotte LEMBACH is going to be pretty happy with her performance here in Montreal. She has all but, maybe definitely has cemented her place in the French team and would have done a lot for her confidence apart from the performance in that last match. But Olga Nikitina has marched her way on to the final here in a gold medal match that, if she's watched the previous semi-final with Caroline Shao, she might have some ideas how to take on the world #1.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, she couldn't be a more different fencer to Shao. Physically, technically, tactically, it's going to be a completely different match, I think. In terms of the way that she prepares at the beginning of the hit, she's a bit more like Caroline than Shao. I think she's slightly faster, more physical in the middle. Caroline is much more controlled and technical. But I think this is going to be a tactical battle. I think if somebody gets their preparation right, gets their tactics right in the middle, they will dominate the first part of the match, and then will their opponent be able to change will be the big question.
Well, there is confirmation that Nikitina has made it through to that final against